The tribal chief has returned, but not in the way anyone expected. Roman Reigns, the dominant force who once ruled WWE with an iron fist, finally walked back onto Monday Night Raw after weeks of uncertainty, but the man the world saw was not the same indestructible champion they remembered. Instead, what the WWE Universe witnessed was a battered warrior, visibly scarred from the brutal attacks that had taken him out of action, leaning heavily on a walking stick as he made his way down to the ring. The sight alone stunned the crowd into silence before erupting into thunderous energy that shook the entire arena. This was not the Superman-punching, spear-delivering juggernaut, but something more chilling, a war-torn leader who had survived hell and returned with a vengeance. Roman's presence was powerful, not because of his physical dominance, but because of the aura he carried. This was a man who had endured the unthinkable and come back with something more dangerous than sheer strength, patience, strategy, and a plan for total domination. Yet the shock of his return wasn't just in the imagery of Roman Reigns walking with a stick. It was in the words he spoke, the promise he delivered, and the revelation that a brand new, secret member of the bloodline was waiting in the wings, set to be introduced next week. That single announcement has already ignited a firestorm of speculation across the wrestling world. Fans are asking the questions that will define the coming weeks. Who is this mysterious figure? Why is Roman revealing him now? And most importantly, how will Seth Rollins, the man who has proudly called himself the visionary and built his empire during Roman's absence, respond to this looming storm that threatens to unravel everything he has accomplished? This is Suplex Saga, where we dive deep into the chaos, the drama, and the passion that make professional wrestling unforgettable. And tonight, we're dissecting the return of Roman Reigns, his intense face-off with Seth Rollins, and the chilling tease of a new chapter in the Bloodline saga. For weeks, the WWE Universe wondered if Roman would ever come back after the devastating assault at Clash in Paris. During his absence, his cousin struggled to hold the family together. Solo Sikoa began to make bold moves, positioning himself as the enforcer, while the locker room started to shift without Roman's leadership. But then the arena went dark, the music of the tribal chief hit, and the building shook with chants of "head of the table." When Roman emerged, dressed in a sleek black suit, his face stern, his hand gripping the walking stick, the crowd didn't know how to react. He looked slower, he looked weakened, but the expression on his face told a different story. His aura was still unshakable. His determination burned brighter than ever. This was not the Roman Reigns of old. This was a battle-worn king returning to reclaim his throne, not with brute force, but with cold calculation and an unbreakable will. Standing across from him was none other than Seth Rollins, the world heavyweight champion, the man who has proudly declared himself the visionary and has carried Raw on his back in Roman's absence. Seth had just finished addressing the WWE Universe about his reign as champion when Roman interrupted. The arena went into a frenzy, but the silence that followed as the two men locked eyes was deafening. They didn't need to speak for the crowd to understand the gravity of the moment. When Roman finally spoke, his words were sharp and deliberate. He told Seth, "You call yourself the visionary, but I am the reality. You built your empire while I was gone, but empires crumble. And next week, I'm not coming back alone. The bloodline will rise again, and I'll introduce you to the man who will make sure your vision is destroyed." The words hit like a thunderbolt, sending chills through the arena. The fans erupted with chants, while Seth Rollins smirked and mocked Roman's walking stick, calling him half the man he used to be. But Roman didn't flinch. He raised the stick, pointed it directly at Seth, and promised that the reckoning was only beginning. That moment, more than anything else, changed the game. The announcement of a new bloodline member has electrified the WWE Universe. Could it finally be Jacob Fatu, a powerhouse who has dominated the independent scene and would fit perfectly into the bloodline's legacy of destruction? Could it be Zilla Fatu, representing the next generation of the family and bringing fresh blood into the dynasty? Or could Roman shock everyone by bringing in someone completely outside of the family, but loyal to his vision of power and control? The speculation has taken over social media. Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok are flooded with theories, debates, and fantasy bookings. Memes of Seth mocking Roman's walking stick are everywhere, but many fans point out that Roman didn't need to fight to prove his power. His words alone shook the arena to its core. The symbolism of Roman's return is undeniable. The walking stick isn't just a crutch, it's a statement. It's a metaphor for survival, resilience, and reinvention. Fans are comparing it to a battle-worn king returning from war, scarred but unbroken, preparing for one last epic battle. That stick, while symbolizing vulnerability, could very well become a weapon in Roman's hands, a tool of destruction rather than weakness. This return also throws the Bloodline's internal dynamics into chaos. Solo Sikoa has been trying to establish himself, and others like Jacob Fatu loom in the storyline. With Roman back but visibly vulnerable, will the family rally behind him out of loyalty, or will they see his weakness as an opportunity to challenge him? The mystery new member is the ultimate wild card, an ally who could instantly restore Roman's dominance or someone whose arrival could fracture the family even more. Behind the scenes, insiders are reporting that WWE officials are ecstatic with the reaction Roman's return has generated. The visual of him walking with a stick has gone viral worldwide, and the tease of a new Bloodline member has created the perfect slow-burn storyline WWE loves to craft. Only a select few in WWE Creative know the identity of the mystery member, and that secrecy is what makes this reveal so highly anticipated. When the curtain finally drops, the impact will be massive. With WrestlePalooza 2025 on the horizon, all signs point to this feud being a centerpiece of the event. Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins is already one of wrestling's greatest rivalries, but with the Bloodline lurking in the background and a secret member waiting to be unveiled, the stakes have never been higher. This isn't just about titles or dominance. This is about legacy, revenge, and the future of Raw itself. Roman's return shows that even scarred and bruised, he remains the tribal chief, a strategist more dangerous than ever. Seth may be the visionary, but arrogance has always been his weakness, and by mocking Roman's apparent fragility, he may have walked straight into a trap that will end his empire. You've been watching Wrestling Pro News, the home of wrestling's biggest stories, wildest twists, and most emotional moments. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and join the conversation in the comments. Who do you think the new Bloodline member will be? Jacob Fatu, Zilla Fatu, or someone completely unexpected? Whatever happens next week on Raw, one thing is certain. Roman Reigns has returned with scars, with strategy, and with a plan that could change WWE forever. The Bloodline.